Sunday and I want to try this new thing where I ask you guys what's been your highlight of the week. This is something we do at school, or we used to, and I want to start doing it on the channel. So just want to find out how you guys are also doing, because I think I yap a lot and I don't know what you guys are up to. But also today I'm just leaving for lunch, got my new earrings on, very excited. Going to this Italian restaurant. It's just opened up in Manchester. It's called, when I say this tried it, like I tried a lot to get it right. It's called Circolo Poppolare. Yeah. So going to Circolo Poppolare. It's a restaurant from the Big Mama chain. My sister-in-law went to the Big Mama restaurant in, I want to say France or Italy, one of those places, and you know, there are restaurants all over. She was the one who really recommended it, that if I was ever in Italy, that's where I should go. But who knew that they're gonna come to Manchester? We're gonna go there today, and hopefully I can take you guys along and do a bit of a have lunch with me situation. Really excited, love Italian food, and shout out Priyanka. See ya. So the menu looks amazing. And just wanted to show you this one, Mr. Big, obviously SATC inspired. Love, absolute love. This is Saltburn Margarita. They're very into their pop culture, these people. Basil bitch. Love it, absolutely love it. And this is what it looks like. Hi, sitting at the restaurant now. Love this little detail, cute little thing. This is the menu, this is the decor, this is part
of the decor.
And lovely little paintings in the back, very beautiful. I feel like I'm in Italy. Look at the menu, absolute love. Love a bit of fast for lunch. This is my drink for the day. It's called a Jumbo Mama. Octopus salad and arancini. My drink. And we are happy to dig in. I've just finished the salad and the arancini, so the starters. And look at this, like this green like herby reduction at the bottom is so nice. It's like the freshness that you want from a salad, so it's very summery, very nice. And the entire vibe of this place, like, it's making me feel like I'm on vacation. Like I just finished having the salad, and my first thought was that you know, the tahini vinaigrette that they have at the bottom that's got like olive oil and balsamic and everything, and it was like this herby concoction that I really liked. And now that I'm thinking about it, I had just a bite of simply like the concoction and not like no starch and no leaves with it, and it tasted like a prawn cocktail crisp. And I think that's because that vinegar that just hits you. It was so nice. But I was like, I've never tasted a flavor like a crisp in a salad, so that was interesting.
good photographer.
Such a nice experience. The staff was so nice. The person serving us is called Ayub, and what a nice Italian man. Just so funny, very dramatic, very fun, like bringing the Italy out. And kept telling us stories from like what it's like moving from London to Manchester. I'm going out today to Peak District for a hike with my cousin and his wife, my sister-in-law. And I'm playing bars. Just gotten ready. Leaving in a minute. Catching a train to Eels or Eels, I don't know. But yeah. The healthiest lunch that I've made in ages now. Like, let's take a moment. Salmon with a Greek yogurt dip with anchovy and shrimp paste to add a bit of spice to it. Roasted cherry tomatoes. This is kimchi on the side to add a bit of salad, something gut friendly. Watching Flow on the iPad.
I'm just lost.
My chakras are aligned. My chakras are aligned. Rock them right now. Rock them?
So like, that's the best Jennifer Coolidge impression ever.
Pass the bars over. Passing the set. And I'm good, I don't want any. Nah.
Hi, this is a quick book review of My Brilliant Friend by Elena Ferrante. Book 1 of the Neapolitan Quartet. So 4 more books to go. Will I be reading the next 3? Probably not. Was this a good read? Yes, still yes. I don't know how to rate this book. It's somewhere in the middle because I'm conflicted about this book. I think it's definitely very long, but it does not need to be so long, is my thoughts. There's a lot of descriptive writing in here wherein emotions are explored on a very surface level. We don't really know how deeply these characters feeling the things that they're feeling, which kind of makes it a bit annoying. Like I don't need descriptive level writing of being like, I feel regret, end of chapter, let's move on. Like, no, tell me what you feel, tell me how deeply you feel. Like I gravitate towards extreme emotions, so I need writing to explore that. I didn't find that with this case, because it deals with beautiful material. Like the themes of sisterhood between these two best friends that it explores. There's so much talk around sisterhood, about feminism, around female friendships, the competition, envy, jealousy, everything that comes with it, the admiration, the equally on the positives, you know, the supportiveness of that circle, having a sister support system. Such good material, and so topics that it deals with, like domestic violence and violence against women. It's stuff that it's very fleshy material. You should be able to, you know, get so many observations from there, but I don't think it was possible for this. Like the way that these emotions are described, however relatable they are, because when we are 14, when we are 13, we go through these same emotions. Everyone compares themselves to the next person. There's a rush to get older, there's a rush to get more money. All of those things are universal, and yet I don't know why there's a gap in communication. Partly, I don't know, maybe it could be that I just personally don't enjoy reading translated materials. Every time I've read Japanese translations of Murakami, or I read The Vegetarian, which was translated by Han Kang, which was translated from Korean. I read I Want to Die But I Want to Eat. I Want to Die But I Want to Eat Tteokbokki. That was also a translation from a Korean novel. Didn't work for me because I think there's so much magic that gets lost in translation. I wish I knew how to read Italian, because I would love to read this book in Italian. I want to know if the emotions were described differently in a way that only the language hits you the same way emotionally, you know, because a lot of emotion just did not come on paper for me. And with the word count, it's not that I have a problem with reading big books. I just didn't think plot-wise there were as many developments that would require you to write a book of 300 pages. A lot of the word count goes into description of characters in terms of what their identity is, what family do they belong to, what business do they own, what year group are they in, and there were repetitions of that at every single time that the character was reintroduced throughout the entire story, despite the fact that they have a character index in the beginning of the novel. So I thought that was so repetitive every single time that it ate into the word count a lot. And personally, I'm not interested. I don't care who you are or where you come from. I want to know what happens to you. As a person, that's what I enjoy reading. So having that repeated multiple times didn't sit right with me. My positive takeaway from the book was the way the relationship between Leela and her brother Reno was described, about how their relationship changed over the years, how this brother of hers used to be like a support system, the person who would stand up for her, to like an abusive father, started behaving more and more like the father, and she saw that change happen, she witnessed it, and she was helpless because she didn't know what to do about this. So that, I think, is a phenomenon that happens with so many families, and it's so underexplored in writing and cinema. We want more of that. And coming to cinema, I think there has been a series adaptation of this brilliant friend quartet, which I think would actually be a lot more interesting than reading about this, because while you can struggle to feel emotionally towards what you read, I think if I saw it happen on screen, like the plotline about the dolls, about the marriage, if it happened in front of me in a movie or as a series point, I think I would be more invested. I definitely will want to check that out, and I think if played well by the right characters, it can speak to you more. So I see why it has gotten the critical acclaim that it has, but it didn't quite hit the spot for me, and I had to wonder why, because when all things are going good, then why is it that I'm not feeling any empathy for this character? A lot of times I felt annoyed by the main narrator. And I think a lot of my inability to empathize with these characters came from the fact that they stand as a direct mirror to what you, as you know, a preteen girl, were going through, and maybe I'm just uncomfortable with that reflection of myself and my friendships as much as I'm uncomfortable with their description of it. Maybe there's deeper feelings to that, and that's what I'm understanding, that maybe I need to hold more grace for this character, for their journey, because as much as they should have a sense of self and they shouldn't be so destructive and they shouldn't be idolizing these people, it's just them acting out of a lot of pain, and this is their struggle, and they're just doing the best with the information that they have at the moment. They don't have any support around them, so how can you expect them to do any better? And maybe that's what I acted like as well. And in fact, I know that's how I acted because I hadn't gone to therapy yet. I didn't know that, holding unconditional positive regard for yourself is something that is deeply important. I didn't know how to build your self-esteem. So it's also important to hold grace towards that unhealed part of yourself. I think that's one of the takeaways that I had from this book. And knowing that the narrator was so low on their self-esteem, they idolized their best friend all the time, I had took it to mean that my brilliant friend suggests that the best friend is a brilliant friend, and that's where the title comes from, because that's implied throughout the book. And then I think they have this interaction towards the end wherein Leela turns to Elena and she says, Linu, you have to continue studying, you have to continue writing, you're doing wonderfully. I've gone and married this person, I've made my life decisions because of my circumstances, but you cannot stop, you're doing wonderfully because you are my brilliant friend. And I think that melted me because it just showed that while you're idolizing this person and you don't think this feeling is mutual at all, you don't think this person cares about you as much as you care about them, there are some depictions when they do, and that's so beautifully represented, that's so beautifully shown, that friendships look different throughout the years. You might not be in conversations every day, you might not, constantly be complimenting each other, you might even be roasting each other, insulting each other, but if you're able to fight for your friend, because safety is important to them, if something was ever to happen to you, they would be there to take the fall on your behalf. And all of these things are things that this book shows you, that this is what friendship is about. So that was very beautiful, but I still don't think I'm going to read the next book, because for 2 or 3 observations that really touched my heart, I cannot justify reading 300 pages. I think my attention span has severely decreased. I respond much better to shorter books with more concise writing, wherein there are no big plot twists or giveaways, or waiting for the climax to find out what happens. It's very much, you already know what's going to happen, but it's more the process of how things happen that brings you in. I enjoy that kind of writing. I enjoy a smaller book, maybe 100 pages or less, but every single line is meaningful. That is more my kind of style of writing. I think this would be more wonderful for preteens or teens or children, maybe for myself, maybe 5 years ago, 6 years ago. This would be a beautiful read. I just don't think it's the right time for me to be reading something like this. But nevertheless, a lot of learning in this book. So if you still want to check it out, I would say you do. Like, it's a one-time read. Please do.
Like a whole tour. And my dad is like a big child. Like he loves anything that has to do with drones, camera. He loves to like play around. He's very curious and like he's so
I am going to Diamond and Dime or something. It's a workshop called Diamond and Dime that I'm going to do now. I just finished work and I look like a 5-year-old kid in this outfit. But I love it. What a spread. Looks nice. Thank you, Kolab. Our wonderful host. Hi. It was such a lovely event. The conversation was amazing. They gave us loads of food to take away. And this is how fun and on I got with my painting. Hi, currently baking a cake because it is I'd like to say about 11 p.m. and it's one of my closest friend's birthday. So I've set up like a little birthday area like you can see in the back. This is my kitchen. We're making some buttercream to go on top. That is the cake.
No.